Hello, good people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. Still very excited to have you around. Peter Obi and the Boha surrounding presidential election, which will be coming up on the February 2023 is still our focus. Few days ago, Adams Oshiomhole, who was the former national chairman of APC, took out town to lambast Peter Obi. And in his word, he said, if Peter Obi has the capacity of fixing Nigeria security-wise, why was he unable to control Anambra State when there was a boom of insecurity there? And it caused a lot of issues. A lot of people speak up, but right now you're going to hear exactly what Peter Obi did that made the likes of Chukudi Dumeme, aka kidnapper Evans, even unable to function effectively in Anambra State. And you'll be so shocked that when he was unable to function there, his next port of call was in Edo State, where where Adams Oshiomhole himself was the governor. You get to hear full details of what transpired, pointing to one direction that Mr. Peter Obi is capable. We're going to be looking at all of these details in a jiffy. But we continue. If you're not subscribed to our channel, please do well. Hit on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish out. According to the news, which was coined out by some person, he said when Obi was in charge in Anambra, Evans, the notorious kidnapper, ran away from Peter Obi's Anambra and relocated his kidnapping gang to Oshimole's Edo State and continued his kidnapping business there while Oshimole was still the governor of Edo State. What does that tell you? He went further to say, is it not laughable that the same Oshimole now wants to question Peter Obi's ability to tackle insecurity when he becomes president of Nigeria? When people like Oshimole says Peter Obi may not be tough enough to deal with Nigeria's insecurity, I laugh at him. As governor and chief security officer of Anambra State, Peter Obi led the way to kidnappers den and led the war against robbery and kidnapping in Anambra State from the front. Evans' confession on, that's Evans, we know him, the popular kidnapper. Evans' confession on record is still out there and validate this claim. You can verify what I am saying. Evans, the notorious kidnapper, confessed that he had to relocate his kidnapping gang and kidnapping business out of Anambra because of how tough, hot, and difficult the state government made Anambra to be for them to operate. Peter Obi gave them a hot chest. Go and ask Ivan how it feels to be a criminal in Anambra State with Peter Obi as governor. Evans fled and relocated his kidnapping business and gang to Oshimole, Edo State. Coincidentally, that was the same period Oshimole was governor of Edo State. Under Oshimole, Evans resettled his kidnapping business in Edo State, and for a very long time he operated in Edo. That's why today most of the kidnapped victims of Evans, the kidnapper, were Edo State-based billionaire businessmen, politicians, and even wealthy pastors. While Evans couldn't stay in Peter Obi Anambra, he and his gang found Oshimole's Edo State comfortable and conducive to operate because Oshimole was most weak on security. It was during this period that Evans the kidnapper kidnapped the CEO and founder of God is Good Motors. Evans' men invaded the church on a Sunday and took him away in broad daylight while he was coming out of the church at the end of the service. Unfortunately, the man God is good died in their custody. Evans and his men were so bold in Oshimole's Edo State that they kidnapped at least one known wealthy figure in Edo State every Sunday. You can verify this so easy. Just do your research. A Sunday hardly passed that there was no news of a major kidnap. In Edo State, Oshimole's Edo State. And they were so brutal during one of their operations at Textile Mill Road in Benin City, the state capital. They pursued Chief Tom he ruined the honor of Tom Line Construction Company on a broad daylight till he got home. Because his driver could drive into his compound, a van's men caught up with him, shot the driver dead, shot Chief Tom's wife dead, and still took Tom away. Till date, Chief Tom is yet to recover from the trauma of that tragic episode. Every Sunday in Benin City became a Sunday of songs of sorrow. This happened in Oshiomhole, Edo State, which he was governor and chief security operative. If you doubt this story, call anybody who was resident in Edo State the period the honor of God is good motto was kidnapped. They will confirm this story. I don't even wish the surviving victims or any close family members of the victim of this black era of Edo to read this article because it might plunge them back into sorrow, tears, and trauma. But this is a story that definitely brings tears to the eyes of many of memories of anyone who experienced this period in a Benin City. It was a period of fear. Edo State was so insecure during this period, while Shimule was governor to the extent that almost all the famous wealthy men fled the state out of the country. They didn't know whose turn it was by the next Sunday. They kidnapped even Reverend Omobode's wife. Even men of God were not spared. It got to the point that the palace of the Oba of Benin had to intervene. The palace decided to tackle the robbery and kidnapping menace via spiritual intervention by invoking curses and spiritual warfare against the kidnappers and robbers. While the prominent men of God championed statewide prayers and spiritual warfare against the criminal that had taken over Edo State, the palace had to take that action because Edo State citizens became helpless and at the mercy of the kidnapper who had a field day because the state government led by Oshiomhole was clueless and obviously not in control. Neither the wealthy clergies nor the wealthy chiefs in Edo State were spared by Evan, so you can understand why this set of people had to champion the fight. In all of this, Oshimole was clueless. Oshimole had no moral standing to question Peter Obi's ruthlessness when it comes to tackling insecurity. Peter Obi remained the presidential candidate who is most proactive when it comes to insecurity. He was a most decisive governor of Anambra State on issue of security. Wow, this is coming from a true obedient member. Had to give us full details of this. And guess what? This is really commendable. I think just fairly recently, that was when the court finally nailed him to be in prison, I think, for 21 years or so, which for many people, it wasn't even good enough because based on the list of evil that he has done, he should be a person that should be sent to God for final judgment. You understand? But be that as it may, he's still around, but come to think of it, maybe we just have to carry out our research to confirm